We live in a world where possessions seem to define success. A big house, a luxury car, the latest technology. These things are often seen as signs of a good life. People work hard, chasing after more wealth, believing that happiness will come with the next purchase. But have you ever noticed? No matter how much you have, there is always something more to desire. Possessions create an illusion. They promise satisfaction, yet the feeling of fulfillment is always temporary. When you buy something new, there is excitement. But after some time, that excitement fades. Then, you look for the next thing to bring you joy. This endless cycle of wanting and acquiring keeps the mind restless. Instead of finding peace, we become trapped in a state of constant craving. This does not mean that having things is wrong. We all need food, clothing, and shelter. But when we believe that happiness depends on what we own, we set ourselves up for suffering. Imagine a person who owns many expensive things, but is always worried about losing them. Is that true happiness? Now imagine someone who has little, but is content with what they have. Their mind is free. The truth is, our attachment to possessions creates fear. Fear of loss, fear of not having enough, fear of being left behind. This fear keeps us running, always looking for more, but never arriving at peace. Consider this. When you were a child, simple things brought you happiness. Playing outside, feeling the sun on your skin, laughing with friends. These moments did not cost anything. The joy came not from owning, but from experiencing. As we grow older, we forget this, and start believing that happiness must be bought. But the truth remains the same. Joy comes from within, not from things. If we can see through the illusion, we can begin to change our relationship with possessions. We can appreciate what we have without being controlled by it. We can enjoy material things without being attached to them. This is the first step toward a simpler, more peaceful life. Ask yourself, do the things you own bring you peace, or do they bring you worry? If the answer is worry, perhaps it is time to see the illusion for what it is. True happiness is not something we can buy. It is something we cultivate in our hearts. If you have ever cleaned out a cluttered room, you may have felt a sense of relief afterward. The space feels lighter, and so does your mind. This is not just about organization. It is a reflection of how simplicity brings peace. Many people believe that more is better. More clothes, more gadgets, more decorations. But often the more we collect, the heavier we feel. We spend time maintaining, organizing, and worrying about these things. In the end, instead of serving us, our possessions demand our energy. Think about a cup filled to the top with water. If you keep pouring, the water overflows, creating a mess. The same is true for our lives. When we fill our lives with too many things, we lose clarity. Our minds become crowded, and stress follows. By reducing excess, we create space, not just in our homes, but in our thoughts as well. Simplicity is not about giving everything up. It is about keeping what truly matters and letting go of what does not. Imagine having a wardrobe with only clothes you love, instead of many outfits you rarely wear. Imagine a home with only items that serve a purpose or bring you joy, instead of a space filled with unnecessary objects. A simple life is not empty. It is focused. But simplicity goes beyond physical things. It is also about how we spend our time and energy. Many people live with full schedules, moving from one task to another, always busy. Yet at the end of the day, they feel exhausted rather than fulfilled. Simplifying life means choosing what is truly important and letting go of distractions. When we own less, we worry less. When we do less, we stress less. and in that space we find peace. Life slows down, and we can appreciate small moments. The sound of the wind, the warmth of a cup of tea, the presence of a loved one. These are the things that bring true joy. Letting go is not a loss, it is a gain. We gain freedom from unnecessary burdens. We gain clarity to see what truly matters. And most importantly, we gain a sense of peace that no amount of possessions can provide. Take a moment to reflect. What could you remove from your life to create more space for peace? A cluttered home, a busy schedule, a habit of chasing after more. The journey to a simple life begins with one small step. Once we free ourselves from the illusion of possessions and find peace in simplicity, a new question arises. If life is not about accumulating wealth or things, then what is it about? Many people spend their lives chasing after success, believing that financial stability and social status will bring fulfillment. But even after achieving these things, they often feel a sense of emptiness. This is because material wealth alone cannot provide purpose. True fulfillment comes not from what we own, but from how we live. Living with purpose means shifting our focus from having to being. Instead of asking, "What can I gain?" we ask, "What can I contribute?" Instead of measuring success by wealth, we measure it by the depth of our experiences and the connections we build. Think of a candle. A candle does not exist just to stay whole. It exists to give light. In doing so, it slowly melts away, but its purpose is fulfilled. Our lives are the same. If we live only to collect and protect, we never truly shine. But when we use our time and energy for something meaningful, helping others, learning, creating, sharing love, we find a deeper kind of satisfaction. This does not mean we must give up all comfort or ambition. It simply means we must be mindful of what we value. Are we pursuing wealth for security or for status? Are we buying things for necessity or to impress others? Are we working hard for a meaningful goal or just to stay busy? When we reflect honestly, we begin to see where we have been chasing the wrong things. Living with purpose also means appreciating the present. Many people live for a future that never arrives. They tell themselves, "Once I earn enough, then I will rest," or "Once I retire, then I will enjoy life." But life is happening now. If we are always waiting for a perfect moment, we miss the beauty of today. A simple, purposeful life is not a life of sacrifice. It is a life of true abundance. It is a life where happiness is not dependent on external things, but on inner clarity. It is a life where fulfillment comes not from how much we own, but from how deeply we live. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you let go of unnecessary distractions and focused on what truly matters? The path to a meaningful life does not start in the future. It starts with the choices you make today. When we step away from the endless pursuit of possessions and embrace simplicity, we begin to see life more clearly. Without the weight of unnecessary distractions, our hearts feel lighter, and our minds become more at peace. The world around us does not change, but our way of experiencing it does. We stop chasing and start living. Simplicity is not about giving things up. It is about gaining something far more valuable. We gain time because we no longer fill our lives with unnecessary busyness. We gain clarity because we are no longer distracted by what we do not need. Most importantly, we gain freedom, the freedom to live with intention, to focus on what brings true joy, and to be at peace with what we have. The modern world encourages us to want more, to do more, to be more. But perhaps the deepest wisdom is realizing that we are already enough. Happiness does not come from outside. It arises from within, when we are present and content. Each moment of life is precious, and when we free ourselves from unnecessary burdens, we create space to fully appreciate it. If today's message has resonated with you, I am truly grateful. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate you spending it here. To those who have liked this video, subscribed to the channel, left a comment, or supported through super thanks, thank you. Your kindness and support mean more than words can express. It is a reminder that even in the digital world, we can create meaningful connections. As you go about your day, I hope you find moments of peace and simplicity. May you discover that true richness is not in what you own, but in how you live.